Hello, once again, I am the Artisan Rogue, and this is Engineer Tools Part 3. For this one, I'd really been looking forward to reviewing the PZ-58. First of all, clear and concise instructions on the whole thing. The packaging is fantastic. Look at the graphic design. This extra part was kind of a surprise when I was buying this. I didn't know if it would be sold together or not, and I saw some variants out there. The artwork on the back is really hilarious, and I do need to find a translation for that. I've been learning Japanese, but some of this stuff is still really far beyond what I would know. So when I saw this character online, it's called the Neji-saurus. And, you know, if you follow this channel, you know I have an obsession with dinosaurs. And lo and behold, I found this. This was recommended, actually, because I had reached out to them for another version of it. And they said, but this one was available through Amazon Japan. And I was so elated to find this. This is absolutely adorable. It's so cool that a company will do these sort of mascot things like this. But this one, first of all, I was also surprised. There's little like comics you can find online with this character that just make me laugh so much. The overall design of this little character is adorable. There's a little bit of branding on the back end of it right here. Aside from that, it's really soft. It's really cool, but it had this aspect to it. So that's a cleaner. And here I am cleaning off my old Leap Lab keychain thing from when I was still at Hallmark. To reset it, you just pull on this little thing back here. And it's going right back in the mouth like that. It's really cute. This is the one I had been looking for. It's evidently a large plush that was only made for a little while. On the key ring, I noticed something interesting. I didn't know what it was at first. And the more I got to looking at it, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This probably goes to a headphone jack. And sure enough, after looking around for a little while, I found my old iPod, my 5.5 Gen, plugged it in, worked like a charm. Now let's go ahead and jump to the tool. So the package design is pretty cool on this. It opens up and everything. Just like I said before, only knock was the plastic on it. The handles are fantastic. The spring being on there. I feel like I'm repeating myself sometimes when I'm reviewing these tools, but there is so much good that is just present in these things. The material and design aspects are similar to the nippers that I had reviewed earlier. They fit together great. This is going to look great on in your toolkit. You know, there's just so much about this. The metal body is carbon steel. It's gorgeous. There's no rough edges. There's no sharp edges. Nothing like that. You know, I've bought tools before. When you get it, it just feels like it's stamped and that's it. The teeth on this really impressed me. Now, I know there's other manufacturers that make some like this. These were the cleanest ones I've seen. And I had done some research after that, looking to see what other ones were out there in the market. These were the ones that really impressed me. This separate part here is the cap for it. And so I went ahead and picked that up. And here's all of the ones that I've reviewed so far. Just looking at as different as they look, they all really come together stylistically, which is, you know, from my standpoint and aesthetics, I love that sort of thing. The cap simply slides on, uses a friction hold, and it looks great on there. But does it hold? Does it keep it from going anywhere? It holds it just fine. In fact, you saw how hard it was to pull it off. You're not going to open this thing up. It's safe in your pocket. Now, I want to go ahead and compare it to a tool that is near and dear to mine. The only reason I'm pulling this tool out is because this has been my true everyday carry since I was a Boy Scout. This was the first multi-tool I ever purchased for myself. I wanted something so I would be on the ready all the time. It has wire cutters, Fiskar scissors in it, a knife, a file, a Phillips head screwdriver in it. And I've used it almost every single day. So went ahead and grabbed my drill, put a couple of these screws in there. As you see, a dome-headed one, and then a wood screw that had, you know, a bevel set that was just going to be sticking up a little bit out of the wood. Now, the first test here is I often rely on this to be able to grip and take things out, but I've found some limitations with it. You can even tell by some of the wear and tear on there what this thing's been through. But the very edge of this needle nose is smooth. There is no gripping power on that edge. So as you'll see here, let's go ahead and try and grab this here. Yeah, that's just going to slide off. And even then, the teeth don't really grip there. I can't get enough on there because of where the bolt is on the hinge to even grab that. And I know that I'm not going to fare any better up here on this one using the front end. I can grab it somewhat and start to get a little bit of purchase, but I really have to work at it. And this is in there pretty well. This bit of pine as a little dried out and everything, and I am getting a little bit of torquing action on this, but most of that is just I've learned how to use this over time and get it out of there. But even then, it's not, like here, I can certainly start to grip it from there, and that's a fairly ideal circumstance, and most of the time I've been able to use this thing. Now, let's go ahead and use the Neji-saurus on this, and just immediately, as soon as I grabbed it, I was like, oh man, this is way less effort, and it turns perfectly fine in there. I can go both ways with it, not an issue there. That action is just really great. Now, here's the real test. Now, I can't go from the side on it with this, but then again, this is not what this was designed for. From that earlier shot, you can tell that if you can't get it this way, you can certainly grab it this way with those teeth that face forward. And my God, did this grip on there. I was able to turn everything around just fine. There was no issues. I can't say enough good things about this thing. I am so happy I have this. There is a lot of stuff on my truck and some projects here at the house that I've been really wanting to have something like this to fix and pull some stuff out. Look at that. And there's no marring. I mean, the hardness on this is fantastic. It does jack up the thing very slightly, but then again, I was putting a lot of pressure on it. Overall, I love the hell out of this tool. This is fantastic. I'm so glad to have added this. A couple of pros and some cons to it. The only con was the cap is sold separately. I think there may be a kit where it comes together with it. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to look again online. The MSRP on it is really, really nice. It's around like $20 to $30 depending on where you're looking. So that's a great bonus to it. Again, overall, it's a tool I would highly recommend. It's got a lot going for it. The build is lightweight, slim, it's super easy to use. I mean, it's definitely going to add to your toolbox overall. I can't see anything really wrong with it aside from the packaging again, just that little bit of plastic that I'm not a fan of, which it brings it to a 9.8 overall. Thanks for watching. I sincerely appreciate it, and I'll have one more engineer tool review after this one. Until then, have a good week, and I'll catch you guys then.